So the Automobilista 2 update has just dropped as of recording this, and today I'm going to quickly discuss what has come in this small update and why maybe the size was small, but the significance was quite big. So let's jump into the GT3, specifically the AMG GT3 Silver Alro, and see what's the good thing about this update, which I feel like is a huge step forward. Okay, so now we're in the GT3, and they have done, the main thing about this update are some tire adjustments they have done to a lot of the cars. And what I feel like has been a very positive change is for the GT3s, with an issue with two main issues being, before there were two main issues, which were how the car used to just slide around when going on throttle and also spin when trail braking. And I can tell you now, with the changes, they move a lot less during those two situations. And I feel like that's a big positives, because that's where my main things on traction I thought Le Mans Ultimate was better, but now I feel like Automobilista 2 is the best sim out there in terms of physics, because they are forgiving. You get a little bit of slip angle and you can rotate the cars quite easily, but also if you try and push too hard, you will lose it, which I feel like, in my opinion, is very reasonable. So if we just try and complete, so like you saw there, and maybe Silverstone isn't the best circuit to show these, so I would just head off to Spa to show it a bit clearer. But before that, I'm just going to say this is the changelog. I have it up, so I will just read through it a bit later, and I'll give you all of my comments. So jump to Spa. So now we're in Spa, and this is a circuit which I feel like I used in my video to show off the issues, but then I haven't really shown it here. But there, through that last corner, you saw how it moved a little bit, but not a lot. It didn't over-rotate. And then through there, you saw that too, going on throttle a bit too early, and I have a little bit of slip. So I mean, these cars, if you set them up properly and drive them properly, they will be a bit like in rails, but they will never be like Le Mans Ultimate, where you can just push like it feels like you have infinite amount of grip when on throttle. Then through here, I believe, is a very good example of you can just slide slightly to gain time. And then through here, I used to have a lot of issues, but now I don't have anywhere I will spin, which is a big plus. So yeah, in general, that's what the main thing they fixed. I believe Renato stated it as the peaks being spikier in terms of amount of slip the cars allow, then how steep the peaks are after losing grip, and then also they changed how much movement there was when going on throttle, I mean, at slower speeds. So that's a huge positive. And when this lap is done, after I've showed you everything, I would just show you the Porsche, because in the AMS2 discussion server I have, link in the description, I have been told that a lot of people felt like the Porsche was a very bad car in terms of handling. You could see there going on acceleration. I gained a lot of time because I had control of the car. So I feel like these updates are very good, except for hitting the wall there. So let me just jump into Rexy and I will just show you that. Okay, so I didn't have Rexy, but I have the Team 4 Porsche. And as you can see, the car, the big thing with this car, I believe it was a bit too oversteery and had too many issues. Whilst now, I feel like the car is very nimble. Because you have I don't fully understand why. If a vehicle dynamics expert can discuss it. Down there, what this one, or maybe it doesn't feel super nimble. But I feel like, because you have the weight in the rear, you have a sloppier rear is what I feel like. But the car feels very nice. So you can see there, it does slide around a little bit, but that's because of the engine. But you can see, I have a lot more control of the car. I can attack these corners a lot more. I had a minor issue when going through there, and I will have a minor issue going through here. But I still feel like the cars aren't too bad. I also had a race in the Lamborghini in the beta, which I felt like was good. But I can tell you, once the tires start to get hot, you will definitely feel it, and you will definitely feel the consequences of them getting a bit too hot. And also, something you have to think about is, with the flash layer, that determines grip a lot. Because I spun once, then on the HUD it still showed green. But because that flash layer, the top layer, was very hot from the spin, I had not so much grip, which meant I spun again, I crashed into a wall. So what you have to think about is that the HUD isn't the best with helping you in those more extreme situations. So I mean, I feel like I've shown you most things. Let me just jump to the changelog, and let's have a look at that. So if we quickly just jump into here, and then I just close Automobilista 2. So now we can have a look at the changelog. So you have the bug fixes. This is quite an interesting thing, that you can launch AMS2 straight to the lobby via web browser. And what that means is that if you like, I can tell you sort of how they did it in the beta with the testing, was that, let's say here that you're in LFM, and this is a link to, it says here like, oh, welcome, press this link to join the race. So you just press it, and then Automobilista 2 will automatically start, and it will go straight into the lobby. So that's a very cool thing, that you can just click a link on some random website to join a lobby, and then you just join it, which is very cool. And I thought that was a bit like how they do it in Just Race. Might be wrong, might be right. I'm not so sure. They have the tire physics developments. Just a little misspelling, but that's okay. I do that too. And then you also have some visual improvements. Then if we just go through here, through the general one, there's not so many things. I feel like not so many big things. They fix some bug with the tire pressures. Now you have a subtle reflections on the racing line. Then you have some memory. Then you have here, these are the physics changes. I haven't tried this though, but that would be a good thing to do. They have the sidewall adjustments. Then the AI, they've changed a little bit. Don't expect much until maybe V1.7. I'm not so sure. Audio, they fixed a bit. Tracks, a little bit. Vehicles, comes something very interesting. Added new yellow headlights for GT deliveries. So what they've done is that they have made it so you can have multiple different of colors for the headlights for different cars. And I've talked to the dev, or I don't know if I should reveal it, but I would just say that, or I don't know, but that's a very cool feature, and I believe in the future you might be able to adjust it. I've just heard that is not a guarantee. It might become a thing, and I heard it's quite complex because you have to change all of the textures and stuff for the colors you want for these things. So that's something you have to think about. And then otherwise, don't think stay so much more. You have Monaco here. They may be teasing something. I'm not so sure. You have a GLM Le Mans car. You have a Senna, maybe MP44 in Kansai, I believe. And this looks like the Le Mans SS. So they might be teasing something. They might be not. Who knows? But in general, what do I think about this update? Well, if we just think about it as an update, I would say it's quite a decent one. A decent update. I know Renato said expect content updates nearly every month, and that didn't happen, but that was due to some personal reasons, which I fully accept. And I won't complain about, and neither should you. If you're complaining about not getting something which you haven't even paid for yet, I have paid for stuff. You haven't, if you're not a beta member. And even if you're a beta member, you shouldn't complain. They have their reasonings. They will explain them, hopefully. But either way, you should respect other people and not be rude. Which I've seen a bit comments about. I don't feel like they're fully against towards Renato, directed towards Renato, but I've seen a few comments I would say are rude, so that's my thing. But then for this update, yeah, I would say it's a very good update. Minor one, but in the size of the update compared to the effect it has on a few things, I would say it's been very good. And then before I let you go and say my stuff, next update, which will hopefully arrive next month, expect it around the Le Mans Ultimate update, I would say, because what we will be getting is a more endurance-focused update. The one they said that the next update will be in March, I believe they said. And that will include 2 Aston Martins, well, that pack, which is the AMR LMH, the Valkyrie, and also the Vantage GT3 Evo, so the GT3 Gen 2 car. So we hope to see those other cars, maybe a Ford, maybe Acura, maybe Lexus. I wouldn't expect the Lexus, but Acura, I would say, should be expected. Then otherwise, Detroit is the only track. I've heard it's okay. I've heard it's boring. Well, the boring part comes from me. And yeah, I've heard it's hard to make. So we have to see what's coming. But if there are any things you're thinking about, if there are any questions, comment them down below. And once you're done there, please hit the like button and also subscribe. My next video, we'll have to see what it's on. It will definitely not be on the update. I might, if you want, discuss what's left from IMSA 2024. Because they have said that they want to fulfill the 2024 season, not the 2025 one. So we might have a few content issues there, but I could turn it into quite a good video. So comment that. Otherwise, just comment what else you want from me. But until then, I've been Racing Legend. You've been my amazing voice. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.